Welcome everyone to this tutorial. Today we are going over Richard's photo. Let me go ahead and double click on that. This is a really cool looking photo and I'm really excited to jump into this. Before we do, just let me remind you that you can submit your photos to the email address that's on screen right now. And beyond that, I just hope that you guys are staying safe from the virus and that you are social distancing like you should. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Oh, and by the way, Richard, thank you so much for sending this photo in. I mean, look at this. This is one cool looking shot. So I'm excited and very honored that you would let me go ahead and edit your photo. So let's see here. We've got a Nikon D50, a Nikkor 35 to 80 millimeter lens. So let's go ahead and get some lens corrections. I'm gonna just go ahead and hit automatically selected. Okay, and with that done, let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So I really like the bird as kind of the center in the center of the shot. So let me go ahead and increase some of the darks here just to give a little bit of contrast. Here the histogram says that the photo is a little bit underexposed. So if I bring that up, it helps out a little bit. But what I'm really looking for is actually the lightness. I really want to brighten this up a lot and then add in the contrast. And you can see what a difference that makes. And then maybe even just increase, go ahead. And this is always kind of a balance. I'll bring that back a little bit. And then we can come here to our tone curve and kind of crunch more of those colors. I know that I haven't used the tone curve a lot in my videos, and that's not to say that I don't. Normally when I'm trying to do these videos, I'm trying to get to the kind of cut to the chase, if you will. And so if I'm really taking my time with a photograph, I will always be coming in here with the tone curve. And then let me bring it in here, and I'm going to turn on the shadows and the highlights, and I'm just going to bring back some of the shadows, which I know is undoing some of the contrast that we already put in there. You know, looking at this now, I think that we can go ahead and crop this maybe with a 4x5 crop. Okay. Just to make it feel like we're zoomed in a little bit more on the focal point of the bird. And if I want to, I can turn on my rule of thirds here. And you see that the bird is right there on that third. Let me turn that off now. Now, let's go ahead and turn on the sharpening, and I'm going to zoom in 1:1. And I really want to make sure that this bird is super crisp. So let me increase the contrast threshold and then increase the radius. Let me increase the amount. There you go. You guys have probably seen this before, but what I normally do in order to work with tools like sharpening is I increase the amount up to something really high so that I can see what's going on, and then I change the radius and the threshold and even the blur radius a little bit. And then I can pull that amount back down to something that is a little more reasonable. I think, yeah, the current amount, the base amount is about 200. So I like to go something maybe around 330 because I'm not trying to make this really crazy. Okay. Now with contrast, local contrast, let's do the same thing. Increase that a lot, bring the radius back. And then actually I do want to add in, you can see there's some noise going on here. So let's go ahead and go to the noise reduction, and in illuminance, let's just increase that a little bit. What was the ISO here? Yeah, 1100. So it's a little bit high, but you need that in order to catch the bird's wings. Okay. And last but not least, I'm going to zoom out here and add in some haze removal. Just because haze removal does a really good job of bringing out sky colors, but you can see it also darkens the image quite a bit. So let me take the depth back and the strength back before and after. Okie dokie. Now let's head into the vibrance and go ahead and increase that a little bit. And I think that's about it. I might actually just come in here to the RGB curves, and here in the blue curve, increase the blues, kind of get a nice S-curve going on here. So what I'm trying to do is desaturate some of the yellow here in the wood because I felt like that's too overpowering with what we had before. Now here with the green, let me increase the green just a little bit. And I'm just making subtle changes, and then here with the red, okay? I feel like we need a little more blue in the top there. Before, kind of turns the sky a little bit. Yeah, something like that. And then last but not least, let's just color tone this a little bit. Let's see here. What I'm looking for is that kind of color, that blue. Then we can just pull it back and then increase the saturation. Ooh, too much. Before, after. And it's kind of hard to see. These are just really subtle. This picture is already so good. There's actually not much we need to do. These are just really subtle movements on stuff. And then last but not least, I think we can add a vignette. And you can see that actually does a pretty good job. Let's go ahead and increase the strength quite a bit to see what we're doing. And change the roundness to something like that, and then reset. All right, well, that's my edit here. I hope you guys like this. We don't usually use the vignette filter very much, so hopefully that's something a little bit new for you. And Richard, thank you so much for sending in this photograph. I really appreciate that. Again, if anyone else wants to send in a photograph, please feel free to do so. And hope you guys are staying safe. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.